Kaito? Oh, greetings everyone, Uni speaking. If you've been into Vocaloid long enough, then you might be aware of the existence of Fanloids. And if you aren't aware, they were exactly what you would think. Fan-made versions of Vocaloids. Usually how these Fanloids were made is by taking an existing voice bank of a Vocaloid such as Miku or even Rin, pitching it either up or down, have an original design for your Fanloid, and that's about it. I can't recall exactly when Fanloids were made, but I'd say they had to be made around the same time of Miku's debut and their growing popularity, with the earliest one being Zatsune Miku, who was made about 3 months after Miku was debuted. The most popular ones, however, are Akita Neru and Yowane Haku, possibly due to both of them having unique designs, also the both of them being featured in Project Diva, there's also that too. Now, Fanloids for the most part are pretty harmless fun, and some people can come up with interesting ideas, such as another popular Fanloid derivative of Miku being her male counterpart, Hatsune Mikuo. There's also a Kaito, who's basically Kaito if he was Corpse Husband, who a lot of people shipped him with for some reason back in the day. Kaito if he was a yandere, Len if he smoked for 30 years, Miku if she was a freaking Mary Sue stereotype. You get the picture. However, you probably noticed over time, despite Fanloids, or at least content surrounding them, still pop up every now and then, in song covers, meme videos, and even some cosplay, they almost seem to fall into obscurity, and ended up pretty much being a thing people sort of left behind in the past. Why is that? The rise of Utaloids. Utaloids were no doubt a game changer and overall lifesaver for many people who wanted to create their own voice bank, especially Western fans. Originally released in March of 2008, it was basically like Vocaloid except it was a third-party release. Therefore, it was free to download. The main issue some people probably had was when they first tried using the software, having no clue what to do with it, and couldn't get the vocals to sound correct or at least not too robotic sounding to their liking. Other than that, a lot of people enjoyed using Utalo to make their own voice banks with their own unique mascots for said voice banks. So rather than just relying on pitched Miku or Rin, you could simply use the vocals of your voice or even someone else's voice and get to work with it. This leads into my next point. They were simply too easy. Possibly because of the use of Utalo, Fanloids over time were now seen as either easy, cheap, or a lazy way of making your own vocal character. Now, to be fair, a lot of people couldn't really buy or make Vocaloids obviously, considering at the time Vocaloids were really fucking expensive. It was like over $100 or close to $200 if you wanted to buy a Kaito voice bank. Even then, it doesn't take away from the fact that nowadays it seems like something literally anyone can do. Hell, for instance, I, within the span of maybe 5 minutes, could take my current persona and reimagine her as an anime pop star type of girl using some random dress-up website, take an existing voice bank, let's use Galaco maybe, pitch the voice up and there you go, real simple. The idea slowly became hated and controversial. This reason may sound like a bit of an over-exaggeration, but hear me out. It got to a point where Fanloids started getting criticized and often poked fun at, and especially ones where it's just a simple recolor of a Vocaloid or Utaloid. Example being Kasane Reito, which was pretty much just Teto if she was orange, and a chorus was pitched up really high. People definitely didn't like this, and this is probably how it went with most Fanloids, especially where it was just the main Vocaloids or Utaloids if you slapped a different color palette onto them. In a way, it's pretty much similar to recoloring a canon character to make your own original character, but with extra steps. And trust me, if you did this, especially back in the day, you were going to get fucked over by angry users. I mean, you'll have whole ass rant videos about you. This kind of thing eventually got to the point where it sort of in a way had its own controversy, where one user used different voice banks, often from Utaloids and sometimes from Vocaloids, but mainly Utaloids, and would often use it for their own mascots. I won't get too deep into this since it's a bit of a long story, but I might make a video on this discussing said situation fully. Story time pretty much. But I do bring this up as it did make me think that's what basically made Fanloids be seen as taboo at one point. To end this off, this isn't to say Fanloids are bad or anything, especially since many individuals who partook in making them were likely young, and once again, didn't have enough finance to be able to get themselves a voice bank. Along with them simply wanting to have fun and come up with ideas. Like a lot of these Fanloids can be creative, with these ones being my personal favorite. But since it's the internet, we don't always have nice things, and said nice things don't always last long. Yes, there's still gonna be Fanloids popping up every now and then, but it pretty much became a thing that's been left in the late 2000s to early 2010s, and will pretty much just remain that way. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Okay, seriously, it's freezing here. Kaito!